Hey everybody, welcome back to TheScottSpot. I'm Scott and you're watching Final Fantasy XIII, if you couldn't tell from the freaking obvious title screen. Anyway, so we finished Chapter 10 last time. Fang got her Eidolon Bahamut, and let's see what else happened. We defeated Cid Raines, and I don't even know why I'm bothering recapping this, though, because the data log's fixing to do it for us. I should also mention that Chapter 11 is Gran Pulse, which is a totally different adventure. So let's let the data log recap what happened in the last chapter, or at the end of the last chapter anyway. Terra Incognita. The Fal'Cie hope to restore their world with the help of the Maker, but calling back the lost divinity requires the energy generated by the deaths of millions of people. Now the beings who built Cocoon as a place to nurture their tribute seek to manipulate Pulseless Sea in the final stages of their grand scheme. Lightning and her friends have been monitored and assisted by the Fal'Cie from the very beginning. Even their clashes with the military have been carefully orchestrated to ensure their survival. Countless Sanctum soldiers, unaware of the callous Fal'Cie's true objective, have been thrown into the jaws of l'Cie in an effort to nurture ever stronger beasts. Knowing this, there is no clear path for l'Cie to take. Ignore their focus and become Seath, or give in to the Fal'Cie and condemn millions to death. Their only hope is to trust their own strength of will. They have to follow Raines' noble example, and Sarah's parting wish, by going through with their plan to protect Cocoon. More determined than ever after the battle with Bahamut, the l'Cie begin their journey to the untamed world of Gran Pulse. And what a journey it shall be. I'm going to call it the Gran Pulse adventure several times.
A world, wild and fragile, vibrant and untamed. Gran Pulse. It's a place where lives are ruled by the brutal struggle for survival and the callous and uncaring whim of the Fal'Cie.
No! Chocobo! Oh, that's rough.
There is no such thing as mercy. Only a never-ending string of trials that weed out the weak and leave only the strong. Raines knew the truth. The purpose lying at the heart of all the Fal'Cie's actions. Recalling their lost deity and returning the world to its former glory. People were never anything more than sacrifices. And Cocoon's destruction? It's just a way to wake a sleeping god. But would bringing the Maker back into this world really lead to our salvation?
Whoa.
The Maker created Fal'Cie, and they, in their desperation to be reunited with the Maker, created l'Cie. And l'Cie? I wonder what we'll end up creating. Our future looked bleak, but as long as we could keep our spirits up, we'd find a way to change our fate. Somehow.
you were having a dream.
A pretty strange dream.
Gran Pulse, Terra Incognita. Well, that was kind of creepy a thing though, wasn't it? I'll make you breakfast, darling.
Hey, my
Hey
feet are killing
guys,
me.
have any luck?
No sign of anyone else. But we did find plenty of bloodthirsty wildlife and crumbling ruins.
Long day?
Well, guys, we've run out of places to search around here. Huh. Where's Hope?
He's off with the chocobo, getting supplies. Hello.
Hey. You all by yourself?
He's Brand!
What?
We gotta find him.
What? Hope fell in the well? New merchandise available and the data log's been updated. Okay, well, first of all, let's make a better battle team. Get Fang up in this business, and I think Vanille's probably a good third choice. Our three leading ladies. Well, this assault's probably good, but we'll also make... These two are probably fine too. We'll make Delta Attack, or Mystic Tower, that works too. Yeah, there we go. Delta Attack, and what else would be good? That's probably all we need, honestly. Yeah, let's just stick with that. And let's see what the data log has to say. Oh, we got plenty of new entries here. Alright, chapter 10. Alright, Terra Incognita, that's what we read at the beginning of the chapter. Chapter 11, A Fruitless Search. The Lassie scour Gran Pulse for some way to overcome their focus, but even after days of searching the bleak terrain, they discover nothing but crumbling ruins and vicious wildlife. No matter how far they range, there's not another soul to be found. Did the people of Gran Pulse fall victim to the brutal struggle for survival that dominates every aspect of this unforgiving world? And is the rebirth of this same desolate land the purpose behind the Cocoon Fal'Cie's plan to slaughter millions of people? As time passes and their fruitless expedition drags on, the Lassie slowly succumb to frustration and despair, their most dangerous enemies. Emotional extremes can accelerate the progress of a Lassie brand. If a brand evolves to the final stage, it triggers the transformation into a Seath. They are all reminded of how little time remains when Hope's brand suddenly advances another step. We didn't see that data log. We don't know that's for sure what happened to Hope. Unless Vanille really can speak Chocobo. Day 11, Fireworks. Their faces were all lit by the same display of fireworks. Lightning felt the creeping shadow of Pulse's menace. Snow and Sarah pledged themselves to each other and swore to overcome their destiny. Sazh prayed for the salvation of his son, Dodge. Hope could never have imagined losing his mother, Nora. Fang searched for her lost companion. And Vanille? Vanille wished for a miracle. Well, I don't think that miracle has come yet, so let's hope it's on its way. And Gran Pulse got its own entry, of course. Kind of funny that it's just now getting an entry when we've been talking about it since chapter 1. This savage world derives its name from that of the god Pulse. Its vast wilderness is populated by creatures ranging from the monstrous to the deadly, and its Fal'Cie seem to have taken a decidedly less friendly approach towards human dealings than those of Cocoon, cultivating the land for settlement, but demonstrating little concern beyond that. At one time in its history, Gran Pulse was home to a thriving civilization and many great cities. Now it is home to many great ruins, and people are nowhere to be seen. Will we find out what happened to the people? Well, I don't think we find out definitively, but we get some clues as we go along, especially as we do some of the side quests available here. Alright, and let's check what's new at the shop. Unicorn Mart has wax, which removes imperil. Nice. Black and White Outfitters has Mithril Bangle, some accessories we picked up along the way. Magical Moments, some brooches that looks like they cast the bar spells when HP is low, and a Zealot's Amulet, which casts Vigilance when HP is low, but those SOS abilities, I've said this before, are pretty worthless. Moogle Works has Nimble Toe Boots, increases the odds of dodging attacks with the Sentinel's evasion ability. Geez, that's a pretty specific accessory. Speed Sash restores a small amount of the ATB gauge each time an enemy is defeated. Who cares? Creature Comforts. Some random components. Oh, nope. And the Mother Lode. They have Scarletite. Okay, you may be tempted to buy Scarletite since it's one of the best catalysts in the game, but never do that. There are better ways to get it. Okay. Back. Let's head on our journey. So, Chapter 11 is home to pretty much the entirety of the game's side quests. This path doesn't lead. Well, it does lead somewhere, but it's a dead end for now. We can't cross anywhere over there. So we need to go this way. After this little story episode that we're going through right now is when we'll gain full access to Grand Pulse. And what an journey it will be. First we gotta save Hope. Or maybe not save him. I don't know what. By the way, that really was kind of weird that Vanille was like, his brand! I mean, I guess she could just guess, but on Grand Pulse any number of things could have happened to Hope. These guys are weak against fire. It's a new enemy. Aranes. I'm just gonna keep using fire. What was I saying? Oh, and by the way, Hope. What was he? Why did they even let him go off by himself in the first place? Like, I know Hope's pretty. I think Vanille just used Firaga. That was pretty awesome. I know Hope's a pretty badass for a 14-year-old, but his main attacks are all Ravager skills, which you'd be hard-pressed to kill much of anything on Grand Pulse with. Maybe these guys. That's about it. Goodbye, Alrane. Awesome. 4 stars. Well, probably could have done better somehow, but who's really keeping track of it at this point? Alright, and up here we have another new enemy. Just a regular, plain old, wild flying. Now, I will say, these guys look like actual flying. Like, I wouldn't mind eating them. If you had listened to the latest chapter that I've released of the audiobook of Final Fantasy XIII Episode 0, you would know that flying are actually edible. You may wonder why that would come up, but who really knows. But yeah, these guys are weak against fire too, and they're weak against wind, I believe. So let's do Aero. Oh no, don't merge. Yeah, these flying can merge just like the other ones we've been fighting. So yeah. Thanks, Vanille. For a good job, I guess. And the merged form, just like the previous flying, the Alchemic Ooze, is much tougher. Alright, let me take out these guys. By the way, you may be wondering where we are. We're in an area called the Vallis Media, which is basically just a valley that connects, it's where the group has set up camp, but it's basically the valley that connects the Archout Steppe, which we haven't been to yet, which is basically the main side quest area, and also the Yashaz Massif, which is another large side quest area. Yeah, they made gigantic, huge areas just for side quests. Pretty cool. Oh, so yeah, I should probably mention that we're fighting a new enemy now. This one's the Dire Flan, and it's basically this is what the lesser Flan merge into if you're not careful. They're definitely a lot tougher, but they're still easily beatable. I'm just going to repeat that. And they're also weak against fire and wind, I believe. Which makes sense since that's what the lesser Flan are weak to. So Vanille and Lightning are just going to build the chain gauge while Thing continues to attack it. We're juggling this bastard. Man, I just want to get like a big spoon and dig into that thing though. I bet it's tasty. Probably very unhealthy. Thousands of calories. I wonder if flan are made out of like Cocoon's version. Well, maybe not Cocoon's version, but of like high fructose corn syrup. I bet there are monsters that could just dig into a flan. Can you imagine like a wolf just like running up to a flan and just taking a bite out of it? And furthermore, if they lose a piece of themselves, do they get it back? Questions you probably never thought of when thinking about slime monsters. Alright, that was just a formality. Let's keep following the trail. I love the plant life here. Oh, we got another dire flawn. Tired of your shit, dire flawn. Simple. And I think this is our last group of enemies awaiting us here. Okay, and our destination is straight ahead. Looks like we got some kind of like little river area. Oh, and there's Hope's body. You okay, guy? Little fella?
Hope!
Is he okay? Did your brain advancing hurt you that bad?
So this is how it ends.
Just wait. Now, how long has it been since we left Cocoon? Not a single soul for miles around? Not a single clue about this whole sea mess? What I'm saying is, we did well just getting this far.
But we could go a little further.
Meaning?
There's still one place.
Vanille?
Oh,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You know, if we don't find anything this time, we won't get another chance.
Huh?
Erba. The place it all began.
Hope.
The place where the pulse Fal'Cie lay dreaming. Vanille and Fang's home. Just maybe, it'll be the place where we find the answers we're looking for.
Yeah, right. If we can get there.
Go ahead without me.
We can't just leave you.
I'll be fine. You've all taught me so much. You showed me how to fight.
What did I tell you? Leave the fighting to me.
I'm scared.
We understand. You're not gonna go through this ordeal alone, you know. Huh?
That's what scares me. I don't want to see you get hurt because of me. It'd be better for everyone if I just stayed behind.
Mention ordeals, and look what comes along!
This is not an ordeal. This is a gift. Hope! This is the kind of power you've got inside. And it's telling you not to give up. Trust me.
Oh, I get it. It's here to show you the way. Show you that you've got what it takes to get back on your feet and do this thing!
You mean that came from me?
Ready?
Alright, and we're back. It looks like Hope's finally going to get his Eidolon. Alright, let's start off with Libra. And his Eidolon is none other than Alexander, the holy... There's no holy element in this game, and in every other Final Fantasy he's the holy element summon. He's also probably my favorite overall summon in the series, or the recurring one anyway. He's so awesome, and it's, of course, my favorite character gets him. That just helped me like Hope even more. Heals to those who amass chain bonuses. Cool. Alright, well that makes sense, given the fact that Hope is good at building the chain gauge. What else can we learn about Libra, this guy again? Yields to those who heal the wounded, and yields to those who strengthen their allies. Well, what do you know? It's the 3 things that Hope is good at. That makes sense. Alright, so let's switch to... we'll switch to protection. Lightning can heal while I put some buffs up. Let's see, what would this be good against this guy? How about protect and shell for 1? I'll put it on Hope since he's a little more vulnerable for this kind of thing. Put it on Lightning next. And Fang. That's not building up very quickly though, is it? Alright, let's do Relentless. Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Water. Oh, don't Blast Punch me. Ow. Oh, that really hurt. Okay, let's heal.
Some things you just do.
Yeah, Hope. You quote Lightning. Shit, shit, shit. Oh, that was almost bad. He's trying to soaring uppercut Fang out of here. Okay, let's do Delta attack again. Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Water. I remember his chain gauge rising faster last time I did this. Maybe we should switch to, after he does his Blast Punch, switch to back to Relentless. Ow. Alright, let's do Solidarity first though. Kira. Alright, now let's do Relentless. No, not Auto Chain. Ow. I think Fang sort of blocked that. Oh shit. He's like pounding Hope into the ground. Let's do Solidarity again so I can heal. Oh man, we're running low on time now. And let's go back to Relentless. Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Water. Oh, we still got it. Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh shit. I don't have time to heal. Come on, build it. Okay, phew, that was close.
Here I go!
And now he resembles something we recognize more as seems more similar to Alexander. But what is he gonna do now? Blast his friends? Anyway, so Hope gets Alexander, a freaking awesome Eidolon. Alright, so let's watch the aftermath of that. I guess Crybaby Hope had one last outburst there. Now we get Badass Hope for the rest of the game. And I understand why he might doubt himself. I mean, we need him on our team to be effective. Well, we could use Vanille or even... Well, I guess he's not irreplaceable. But I guess he just thinks just because he's a kid he couldn't keep up with the rest of the team. He's just having a little emo moment. Well, anyway, let's watch the aftermath. Oh, and Hope gains an ATV gauge segment, of course. So that's awesome. Now he'll finally be able to use more than 3 spells at once, which is sorely needed. Hope's going to be kicking some ass now.
That's some beast you tamed. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I always thought the Eidolons appeared to set us free through death. But now, I think maybe they're here to snap us out of our slumps.
Oh, like the one you were just in?
I'll ask for help earlier next time around.
I told you. On Gran Pulse, we're all family. You can moan all you like, but you're stuck with us.
You're never alone in hell.
Listen, funny man, don't call this place hell, all right?
So, we're all decided then.
Yeah.
Yup. Maybe nothing would change. And maybe we'd hit a dead end. But we were at least going to see where the road would take us. The search for a home buried in the past, and the faintest glimmer of hope. Our final journey had just begun.
She's got that right. This is going to be one hell of a long chapter. Whoa.
Let's go.
The Arch Out Step, Gran Pulse.
This stone, it's...
Look familiar?
It's a kind of Sazh. It's in the last stage.
A Sazh.
Don't worry. It's no threat to anyone anymore. L'Cie that fail their focus become Sazh and wander the wilds. Eventually, they lose the will to go on and turn to stone. But still, even in this state, they can't forget the task they once had.
And they call out to L'Cie, over and over. Complete my focus.
So they're doomed to eternal regret, huh? It's pretty horrible.
Well, hey, we should help this one out. I mean, come on, we can't just ignore it. Listen, if we fail our focus, it could be us suffering like that.
Wow, what a happy thought. That's not like you.
But going out of his way to help someone, that's Snow all over.
Well, who cares about Snow's personality? Lightning. Okay, so, yeah, the Sazh Stones are our source of side quests. They lie scattered... I'll just read the tutorial. They lie scattered about the world of Gran Pulse, the final remains of failed former L'Cie. Upon touching a Sazh Stone, you will be given the opportunity to undertake its unfinished focus as a mission, hunting down whatever terror it had been tasked with slaying. Finding and defeating the mark will complete the mission, earning you special rewards. Complete enough missions, and previously dormant Sazh Stones will begin to awaken, presenting you with new and more rewarding challenges. It is only possible to accept one mission at a time. Take on a new mission without completing your previous one, and the earlier mission will be abandoned. You can check the details of your current mission, including the whereabouts of your mark, on the map screen at any time. And the data log gets updated. Okay, so basically, Final Fantasy XIII's sole side
It's
quest.
starting to sink in.
We're home.
Thanks for interrupting me, Thang, you rude ass.
I think it's safe to say things won't be boring here.
Agreed. Is her mouth even moving? Anyway, oh, that's fast, Thang. Let's just take a look here. What a beautiful... We want to stay far away from that. Those Behemoth Kings are trouble. But we'll take on this first one next time. I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what we were dealing with. The Arch Out Step is kind of like the hub of Gran Pulse. Just to give you an idea of just how big this area is. Just look around. Well, that's... I mean, it's huge. You can kind of see. This is like a calling back to the Calmlands from Final Fantasy X, but it's even bigger. Alright, let's see what the data log has to say, and then we'll call it a video. Events. A man's hope is his castle. Eidolons come to grant a despairing L'Cie the death they crave, or so it is believed. But when the Eidolon Alexander is summoned by Hope's confused anguish, Lightning sees a different reason behind the entity's appearance. She comes to believe that the Eidolons appear in order to prevent L'Cie from giving up on themselves. When L'Cie, consumed by despair or rage, are close to losing their path, an Eidolon appears and gives them a life or death trial to overcome, thereby forcing them to rethink their decision to surrender. Through his battle with Alexander, Hope renews his determination to survive and rejoins the others as they set off to the north. That way lies the village of Erba. If they can reach Fang and Vanille's hometown, then maybe they can learn the true story behind the War of Transgression, and find a clue to help them break the shackles of their focus. The L'Cie continue their journey, each playing their part to keep the tiny flame of hope alive. Yeah, I don't see much of it at this point. Yeah, we get some people updates. Vanille. Why does Vanille get an update? Nothing significant has happened with her recently. Vanille is a L'Cie who was born on Gran Pulse. Given a focus to destroy Cocoon, she became Ragnarok and scarred the floating world shell. Whoa, that's new information. That seems like a pretty important piece of her backstory. You would think that our first time hearing of it wouldn't be from the freaking data log. Oh well, and Vanille would be the last person you would expect to be Ragnarok too. Though the battle was lost, both Vanille and Fang were rewarded with a centuries-long crystal stasis. After waking on Cocoon, Vanille pretends to have forgotten her focus. She's prepared to let herself become a Sazh to prevent any more suffering, but her actions, or lack thereof, end up twisting the fates of all those around her. You can say that again. Thanks, Vanille, for screwing up everything. Weird how one lie can snowball into this tragedy. Sea stones are added to history and myth, but we already... Oh, wait. l'Cie who fell their foci. I always forget that foci is the plural form of focus. Becoming Sazh, cursed to wander the wilds in form of living death. Only after many years and much suffering do they extinguish the last of their strength and cease to roam. When this happens, the Sazh remains slowly fossilized, turning into what is known as a Sazh stone. However, this transformation does not mark an end to the Sazh's regret and sorrow at having failed. Even after having turned to stone, the Sazh cry out, imploring other l'Cie to fulfill the focus they could not. Poor Sazh. Yeah, it looks like the Vallis Media and the Archout Steppe got added to the locales. Vallis Media. This is the area where Lightning and her companions set up camp after their escape from Cocoon and emergency landing on Gran Pulse. The valley has been formed through great shifts in the Earth's crust and centuries of erosion, and scattered among its twists and turns are mechanical remnants of Gran Pulse's civilization. Half buried in the ground and overgrown with vegetation, these abandoned artifacts tell the tale of a fallen age. Yeah, so Vallis Media is basically just a path between areas. Pretty annoying if you ask me. The Archout Steppe. This great plain covers a vast expanse of Gran Pulse. With an unobstructed view clear to the horizon, creatures can easily spot intruders into their territory. Perhaps this explains why so many beasts of the steppe are merciless predators, victors of the unending struggle for survival. Yeah, you can say that again. A lot of the Gran Pulse enemies are too tough for us to deal with at this point, or more difficult than we're used to. Got a new gameplay basics. Okay, so basically a yellow indicator is a jump mark, but you can only use them if you're on board a chocobo, which is kind of spoils... I guess this data log entry itself doesn't spoil that it's chocobos, but yeah, we do actually get to ride chocobos in this game. We just have to unlock them first. We already know about this, sea stones and missions. Alright, and I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. Next time we will begin our Gran Pulse journey. We want to stay far away from that thing. It's really cool. Like, you don't expect an area like this to pop up after the hours and hours of hallways that we've had to endure so far. But it is all side quests, and it's in the form of side quests I don't really like, which is, you know, just go kill a random monster. The same thing that Final Fantasy XII did. One of the reasons I wasn't a huge fan of that game. And for that reason, I've never actually completed all the side quests for Final Fantasy XIII. So this is going to be a first for me. We're not going to do all of them right away, but we will do like the first, I don't know, 14, 15 or so. I'm not sure. And we'll save the rest for later. There's like 60-something of them. But anyway, again, thanks guys for checking out TheScottSpot. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you saw, and I would very much appreciate if you tuned in for the next episode. Again, thanks. I'll catch you guys next time at TheScottSpot for more Final Fantasy XIII.